Good day, everyone. Welcome to our first lesson in philosophy. Our lesson is all about the meaning and method of doing philosophy. This is Jhon Aganan, your teacher. This is for our quarter 1, week 1. Our learning competencies for this lesson. First, we need to distinguish a holistic perspective from a partial point of view. Second, realize the value of doing philosophy in obtaining a broad perspective on life. And third, do a philosophical reflection on a concrete situation from a holistic perspective. What is philosophy? It comes from two Greek words, which is philos, means love, and sophia, means wisdom. Philosophy is the study of general and fundamental questions about existence, knowledge, values, reason, mind, and language. Philosophy is also the study of humans in the world by thinking and asking questions. It is a science and an art. Philosophy tries to answer important questions by coming up with answers about real things and asking why. Here are the most notable ancient Greek philosophers. First, we have Pythagoras. Pythagoras in mathematics is the one who created Pythagorean theorem, but in philosophy, he was a Greek philosopher whose teachings emphasized the immortality and transmigration of the soul or reincarnation. Okay? Humane behavior toward all living things and the concept of number as truth in the mathematics to only clear the mind but allowed for an objective comprehension of reality. Heraclitus asserted that the world exists as a coherent system in which a change in one direction is ultimately balanced by a corresponding change in another. So he believed that if here change if in this place there are some changes that happen, in other places also there are also some changes that occur. Okay? He believed that there is nothing permanent except change. Or in other words, he believed that change is the only permanent thing here in this world. Democritus was a Greek philosopher also known as the laughing philosopher or the smiling philosopher because he was always cheerful and liked to see the comic side of the life. So he believed that happiness resides not in possessions, not in gold. Happiness dwells in the soul. Some of us find happiness in money, but Democritus believed that money doesn't matter, gold doesn't matter, happiness matters if we believe that everything that we do, everything that we make, everything here in this world is given by our Lord God, and the most important thing is we nourish our soul by the word of the Lord. So that's his definition of happiness. Diogenes of Sinope. He was known advocate of living a simple and virtuous life. He believed that the world prospers only with its kings philosophize and philosophers reign. Okay? Epicurus. The purpose of philosophy was to help people attain a happy, tranquil life characterized by ataraxia, which means peace and freedom from fear, and aponia, the absence of pain. He advocated that people were best able to pursue philosophy by living a self-sufficient life surrounded by friends. He believed that why should I fear death? If I am, death is not. If death is, I am not. Why should I fear that which can only exist when I do not? Okay? He believed that death cannot exist if he doesn't existed also. Socrates. He was considered the foremost philosophers of ancient times. He was credited with formulating the Socratic method, means of examining a topic by devising a series of questions that let the learner examine and analyze his knowledge and views regarding the topic. He believed that falling down is not a failure. Failure comes when you stay where you have fallen. When you have fallen and you stay fallen in that position or in that area, then that is failure. But falling down is not a failure, he said, because some of us, all of us, need to fall down in order for us to learn something. Plato. Most significant ideas include his theory of forms, which proposes that everything that exists is based on an idea or template that can only be perceived in the mind. Is also known for his dialectic, a method of inquiry where two opposing ideas are discussed in an attempt to arrive at new knowledge. Plato's lasting contribution to learning was his founding of the academy, an institution of higher learning. He believed that good actions give strength to ourselves and inspire good actions in others. So, if we do good to others and others saw that, maybe it might give them some idea or encouragement to do also good to others. Aristotle. All ideas and views are based on perception, and our reality is based on what we can sense and perceive. His studies in logic led to the formulation of a formal process of analyzing reasoning, which give rise to deductive reasoning, the process by which specific statements are analyzed to reach a conclusion or generalization. He believed that we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence then is not an act, but a habit. Habit. Okay? Our habit defines who we are. So here is the lesson 1.1 of this lesson. What is the difference between holistic perspective from a partial point of view? When we say holistic thinking, refers to a perspective that considers large-scale patterns in system. A holistic perspective requires an individual to have an open mindset and ability to get the general sense or impression regarding a situation. While partial thinking focuses on the specific aspects of a situation. The partial view is an important component of analytical thinking, as an individual focuses on certain areas or aspects of a problem in order to understand it. The term holistic thinking refers to a big picture mentality in which a person recognizes the interconnectedness of various elements that form larger systems, patterns, and objects. Thinking holistically is the opposite of analyzing something, which involves breaking down a larger system into its details. So here is the image as a representation of holistic thinking and partial thinking. Okay? From whole, so when we say holistic, buo, and partial means parte-parte. So yan, from being whole, pinarte-parte siya to show the different types or parts, or sometimes the different situations na pwede nating isipin. Okay? Lesson 1.2. The value of doing philosophy in obtaining a broad perspective on life. Plato traced man's need to philosophize to his sense of wonder. Whenever we are confronted with an experience, we always wonder how it came about. So, so here, Plato believe that we humans philosophize because we are wanderers. We wonder about something, almost everything. So we keep on asking questions. Why? Why does this happen? Something like that. In order for us to clarify something also. French philosopher René Descartes or si Cartesian plane, ang ginawa ng René Descartes is Cartesian plane, traced the need to philosophize to doubt. In life, we will be faced with several ideas and arguments which present themselves as truths. A critical and questioning perspective is necessary to determine if indeed these ideas or views are correct or true. So, here in this world, there are many ideas and arguments which is present, but not all of them are true. Some of them are lies. Some of them are just baits in order for us to go or to make some mistakes. So we humans we need to think critically and ask question: Is this thing is real? Is these arguments are real? So yun ang ating kailangang i-focus. Swiss German philosopher Karl Jaspers saw the need to philosophize because of experience. So we philosophize because we need to gain knowledge. We need to gain experience. We need to know something from our questions. We need to challenge ourselves. Okay? So that's the Swiss German philosopher Karl Jaspers belief. We need to philosophize because of experience. The following are the branches of philosophy that deals with a particular aspect of life or phenomena. First, we have aesthetics. It's the branch of philosophy which deals with beauty in what makes things beautiful. Second is logic, branch of philosophy which deals with correct reasoning. Third, epistemology. It discusses the nature of knowledge and knowing. Ethics is the branch which deals with moral questions and dilemmas. Political philosophy studies governments and deals with questions of justice, power, and the rights and obligations of citizens. Metaphysics is a branch of philosophy which deals with questions regarding reality and existence. And this one is our subject, philosophy of the human person, is an area in philosophy that understands the human person from a philosophical perspective. Lesson 1.3, doing a philosophical reflection on a situation from a holistic perspective. Reflection, it requires a person to be willing to examine one's thoughts, feelings, and action, and to learn more about one's life and experiences. Human self-reflection is the capacity of humans to exercise introspection and to attempt to learn more about their fundamental nature and essence. And philosophy has an important place in our daily lives. Engaging in philosophical reflection leads to the development of beneficial skills that individuals can apply in everyday situations. Reflection is vital in ensuring that our actions and decisions are well thought and are done with due regard for their implications and consequences on ourselves, others, and our surroundings. Doing philosophy also improves problem solving and decision making. The ability to analyze a problem or dilemma, identify the significant aspects, and come up with alternative solutions is an important skill learned through philosophy. Wisdom, as it refers to a person's ability to apply knowledge to daily life, particularly in making sound choices, and judgment is the intended product of philosophizing. Finally, knowledge of philosophy can contribute to self-development. So here is the summary. Philosophy means values and love, or philos means love, and Sophia means wisdom. Ancient Greek philosophers are Pythagoras, Democritus, Diogenes of Sinope, Aristotle, Epicurus, Heraclitus, Plato, and Socrates. In lesson 1.5, we tackle all about holistic thinking and partial thinking. In lesson 1.2, we tackle all about branches of philosophy, which is aesthetics, logic, epistemology, ethics, political philosophy, metaphysics, and philosophy of the human person. And in lesson 1.3, we study about knowledge of philosophy can contribute to self-development. And that's the end of our lesson. I hope you learned something, and thank you for listening. Bye-bye.